Hey everyone, Mindy again. I'm going to show you how to add an event. So if we view a live event right now, we'll go to the Angling for Autism 2014 and you'll see that it just really looks like a bunch of text. There aren't any pictures that you can see. So however, whenever you actually view the post live, there's going to be a header image. So here it is up here. This is blue, and then we have our accordion type information that we went over before that's on the contact page, and we have all of these button links. Okay, so how we edit that and how we can add to that is sometimes the easiest thing to do is copy and paste. And so what we're going to do is to add a new event, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to add new over here on the left. I'm going to write my title of the event. So I'm just going to write sample event 2014. And I'm going to paste all of that information. And the reason I did that is so we can keep everything basically looking relatively the same. Okay, so right here, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite the name of my event. So here's my sample event 2014. You'll notice that it stays bold. And this is to benefit the Riley Center. That will probably be the same on every event. When is this event? It is going to be July 26th. And it is going to be at Mindy's house in Huntsville, Alabama. And here's any additional information you may need. Registration starts at $3. Pre-registration votes are $125. Anything extra that you think you might want to need. This, where it says message box, and it begins with message box, everything inside these bracket names is going to show up blue. And what I mean by that is you see this blue box right here. Everything that's inside that message box is going to show up with a blue background and white text. So here we have message box, and all of our content in the middle. Okay, underneath that content we have our accordions like we went over on the Pages video. Here's the accordion title, additional Angling for Autism information. Okay, well I'm going to change that to additional sample event information. And all I'm doing is leaving additional information and adding the title of the event. The first thing I want to show up, maybe there's not cash prizes, maybe it's like the gala and there's a silent auction. Okay, and I want to add what the silent auction items are. So again, here is some tabbed bracketed information, this accordion title, and then end accordion title. The thing with these brackets is it will have a beginning accordion item, and then it will have a slash with the exact same name. What that is this is the beginning. This begins the accordion item, and this ends that accordion item. The same thing with this. See how it says accordion right here? If I scroll down, it has a slash accordion. This means that this is where the accordion ends. There's no more accordion features after this. So if I want to add information to this item, I have accordion item title, silent auction. I want to write what are my silent auction prizes. Let's see, a gift card, free lunch, whatever you want to add. Sometimes you can even copy, if you already have it listed out like on a Word document, what you can do is just copy and paste that information there. So, but let's just say I just want to add it just for the sake of having something there. Let's see, 5 cakes. So who knows, whatever you want to add for that information under this item title, this is where you're going to add it. So make sure you change the title name in the quotes, you change the content before the / accordion name. So then here is a second accordion title. Here's the format and rules. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 through 10. Here they are. Here's the end of the accordion item. And then here's the benefits of your attendance. Here's all that content. And then here is the / accordion item again. Okay, so this will end this accordion item. Probably the best thing to do is to go to the one the year before. So for next year, if I'm adding Angling for Autism 2015, I'll go to the 2014 one, copy that information, paste it into a new post where it says add new post, and then just change the date and add 2015 instead of 2014. Because most of that information is probably not going to change. Some of the prizes might be different, but as for the format and rules and the benefits of your attendance, all of that is going to be the same. So under the accordion, whenever we look at this page, so here's our adding Angling for Autism information. This is our title. Here's our accordion features, format and rules, benefits of your attendance. Then it goes into the registration line, and this right here, this is just text. So you'll see here's the end of our accordion. It says registration, mail a check and registration form to da 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 da. And then only thing I did for this is I made it bold because I wanted people to notice that this is the contact person. Okay, so underneath that, this is where we have our buttons, and buttons are shown on almost every page. If there's an email button, if there is a PDF that needs to be downloaded, if it links to another page, that's what this button is. Okay, so these brackets says button. This begins the button. The size is medium. What this style means is that it's a different color. The text, this is what's going to show up inside the button, and then here is your link. So there's 4 things that happen within a specific button. You have the size, you have the color, you have the text, email office@therileycenter.org for additional information, and the text is what will actually be visible to the public. So you'll see email office@therileycenter for additional information. And then the link is where you're going to be led whenever you actually click on it. So for instance, this email isn't going to change, but this flyer right here, this is going to lead you to a PDF. So you'll notice whenever I hover, if you look in the very bottom left corner, you'll see the link, and it's exactly where it's going to lead. It's going to lead to that fishing tournament flyer 3rd annual PDF. And PDFs, whenever you view them now, if you're on a newer browser system, it will go to a preview panel, and you can download or print directly from that preview PDF. Okay, so how do you add a PDF? Well, what you're going to do is you'll go to Media. And what I like to do is I like to hold down Control or Command if you're on a Mac when I click on a link, because what that does is it opens in a completely separate tab. So you might already know that, but sometimes it makes it easier. If I want to keep this tab, this page open, but I also need to go to another page, you'll hit Control, click on Media, and you'll see this opens that media page in a different tab, and it just makes things a little easier sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I want to add a PDF. I want to add a PDF to my new event. Okay, so I should have a PDF on here somewhere. Okay, so here's an available PDF. Make sure you always pick PDF and not a Word document because, like we discussed previously, not everyone has Word, but everyone can view a PDF. So here's a PDF. It's only 2 megabytes, so it's not real big. And so I went to Media, and all I did was select files. I located my PDF, and I hit OK, and what it did is it uploaded it to the media library. So when I select Edit, you'll see that the little uploader bar will show the progress of the upload. Whenever it's complete, you'll see this Edit button. And what this does is it will bring you to the direct link to that PDF. So here is my direct link. All the way over here on the right, you'll see a file URL. You're going to triple click it so you can select everything. You're going to copy, and then where you're going to paste is you're going to go all the way back to your Add New Post. So here's my sample event that I was adding. And let's say that I want to add a new button. So right under here, okay, I'm going to go to this UX thing, and here is my button. So I already have the size. You don't have to change that. The style means that it's going to show up blue. Primary is the primary color. So the primary color for your site is going to be that royal blue color. The button text is, I am going to change it to sample button text. And then the link, this HTTP, this is where I'm going to post my new PDF. So sometimes it's a little hard to highlight. You can just delete all of that and paste. So like we've talked about before, make sure that you have the quotes on the outside still. The same thing with the title. You want to make sure that there's quotes on both sides of the text that shows up on the button. Okay, so how do I know if all this looks right? Well, I'm going to go to my preview button. Okay, here's my title. Here's all of my blue box content. We're going to have the party at my house, and it's going to benefit the Riley Center. We're also going to have boats. And here's here's my new silent auction info. Here's my format and rules that I copy and pasted. Here's my registration information. And here's my sample button text. And here's my PDF. Okay, so you'll notice that on that preview at the very bottom, something didn't look right. Somehow one of the buttons got messed up. Well, when I copy and pasted that information, I must have missed the bottom part of that content. Okay, so the reason why it doesn't show up right is because there is a beginning bracket, but there's not an end bracket. So when I copy and pasted, I didn't copy and paste this entire link. So see, here's the end part of that bracket. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to recopy this bottom button, and I'm going to replace it. So now it should show up correctly. So you'll see that I have all of my buttons in place. And the reason why this one shows up next to the other one is because it's set to filter based off of the size. So the name of this button is very short, so it automatically places it next to the other one. Your titles or your names for your buttons will probably be long, like this 3rd annual fishing tournament registration form. These can't fit next to each other because the titles are too long. So if I make this one longer and I say that it is the 5th annual sample button text information, and I preview, you'll see that it now shows up underneath the other one. Okay, so the only thing that we're missing from our new event is we don't have a picture up here. Well, you might wonder, well, there's not a picture on here, so where is it located? Okay, so here's our original Angling for Autism event content that we copied. Down here on the right, you'll see where it says featured image. Your featured image, this is going to be your header image only for posts, and that's, again, it's for your news, for your events, and for your special announcements. Those are all of your post information. So for our new sample event 2014, we want to add a featured image. So what you can do, again, is you can either go to upload files and upload a file from your existing content. We're going to say, we're going to grab this random helicopter image. Well, that one might be a little large. Let's grab this flower image. This is maybe what I want my header image to be for that event. Okay, so you have to give it a second to upload, and I'm going to set featured image. Whenever one's selected, you'll see this check mark. Set featured image, and here it is in the thumbnail version. The last thing you want to do is you have to select a category. So maybe I want this event, or this event is a 2014 event, so I need to select 2014 event, and I also want to select events. So what this is doing is I'm saying that yes, this is an event and it is in 2014. This makes it show up under the correct year. And what I mean by that is whenever you go to the actual page or the actual site, here's your events tab. So this page, it has, here's 2014, here's 2013, and this is how you categorize those specific events. So whenever I add my sample event 2014, I want it to show up under 2014 events. So as of right now, we only have 2. I'm going to go ahead and quickly add this event, and then I will delete it so that way it doesn't show up. Okay, so I'm going to publish. And when I refresh my events page, here's my sample 2014 event. Okay, so we don't really want that on there. So I'm going to go back to my posts and I'm going to delete it. But that's how you want to make sure that it shows up under the correct year. So as of right now, since you only have 3 events, you can just go to the previous year, copy that information, paste it into the add new post, and then just go through and change the small things like the time and the date and where it's located, and then update those PDFs as well. You can leave the titles that are already there for the PDFs and just kind of change the little things that you need to, because that's honestly what I would do, is I would change as little as I had to, So say for 2015, I copy all this information. All I have to do is change change third annual to fourth annual on every image title, and then just change the link to make sure it goes to the right page, to the correct PDF. And if the PDF hasn't changed, then I would just leave the link alone. But I'm sure it'll probably say fourth annual instead of third annual. Okay, so you'll notice that on the posts there, we selected the events and the 2014 events categories, but you'll also notice that there is a special announcement category, and there's also a staff category. And so, like I said before, the only things that show up in posts are your events, your special announcements, your employees, and your news features. Your news is going to show all of these categories in one. So any type of post that you add, it will show up in the news page. However, your special announcements will only show up on that page, and then the staff will only show up on the admin and staff page. And the reason for that is because that page is set directly for that category. So you'll see that this page does not show any type of news information. It only shows your employees. So whenever you click on an employee, we'll go to Holly Sharp. You see that she has her header image, her title, the bio information, and her email link. And whenever you look on the back end of a staff post, here's her name at the very top in the title section. This title text means that this will show up underneath the image. So if I were to write Holly Sharp and then write Daily School Consultant up here, this will all show up at the very top. This will show up here. And so I kind of wanted to break up the name and the title. So that's why this title text shortcode is located underneath the picture. And then you'll see that this is the content information, and then we have her email button down here at the bottom, and it says just email Holly. And again, if you'll notice in the very bottom left hand corner, when I hover over the email Holly, there's a mail to : and then her email address. And what that does is this is what links to directly your default email. So if I click email Holly, my Outlook automatically pops up. And this is a setting that is something that's set directly to your computer settings. If you don't have a default email, sorry, let me just X out of this. So you have to have a default email account, and every computer has a type of email function on there. But again, how you know that it's set correctly is whenever you hover over email Holly, in the very bottom left hand corner you see where it's going to go to. And so the same thing is on the back end. For our button, we have button size medium, style is primary, this is your blue color, your text says email Holly, so instead of showing her email address right there, it'll just say email Holly. And then the link, it's not an HTTP link, it's a mail to email address. And again, that is just so you don't see her email address, it's just linked directly to your default email account. Okay, so if I want to add a staff member, and the thing to see is that there is a featured image down here at the bottom, but there is also an image in this picture. And the reason for that is that this post featured image default shows the picture at full view. So if I were to leave the featured image the way it's originally set up, is this entire block right here would be Holly's picture, and it just makes it too large. So you have to add the picture in two different places. So if I'm going to add another staff member, let's just say that I'm going to add myself. There's just a couple of things that you have to do. So there's my name at the top. How I'm going to add that title is, you can do it one of two ways. You can go in and add the title through the shortcode right here, and you'll see down here in the center it says title, and I can add my title information. Or what you can also do is, like the events, you can go to one that already exists, copy and paste that information, and then paste it into the new one and edit as you see fit. Sometimes that's just the easiest way to do it. So let's say that I'm going to go to a recent or an active staff member. I'm going to select all. Well, I don't want to select all of that. Stop it. Okay, I'm going to select all of this information, and I'm going to paste it all right here. So the only thing that doesn't copy is the image, and that's something easy to add. So I'm going to change Day School Consultant to my sample title. I'm going to leave Holly's content here, her bio, just for the sake of showing you how to add one. And then only thing I have to change in my button is I have to change my name, email Mindy, and I have to change my email address. Make sure you don't delete everything. You want to leave the mail to : information there. So mail to : Mindy at active-8.com. Okay, and then the last three things we have to do is we have to select our category. Remember, every post has a category. If you don't select a category, it just won't show up. It'll automatically default to this uncategorized, and you won't actually see it on the page or under any of the staff links. So here is our staff. Okay, and I'm going to set my featured image. So I'm going to upload a picture of this monkey, and that is going to be my staff picture, as beautiful as it is. So you have to give it a second to upload. Okay, so you'll see that here's my thumbnail picture. Well, I also have to set my main picture in the page. So I have all of my content ready, but I need my actual full view image to show up. So I'm going to hit enter to space my title down some. I'm going to select above the title, and then I'm going to go to add media. Now remember, your media is going to be all of your pictures you've already added, as well as you can upload any of the files that are on your desktop. So I'm going to select my monkey picture. And then there's a couple of features down here. You have your alignment. Well, I want it to show up centered like all the others. I want my picture to show up none whenever I link it. I don't want my picture to actually link to anywhere. I just want it to show up. And then my full size, that's the biggest that this image is, so I do want to show it as full size. So I'm going to insert my picture into the post, and it's a very small picture, so my monkey face isn't going to be very big. And so we have, make sure you preview before you post. Okay, so here is my staff profile. I have my title, I have my face, I have my I have my name, my picture, then I have my title, I have Holly's bio information that I did not change, and then I have my new email link. And again, make sure whenever you hover that you just check the bottom left corner that pops up to see that the email is correct. Okay, so let's say I am going to actually post this staff picture. And now I want to see how it shows up under the administrative staff information. Well, why is my picture showing up before Melody's? And that's because this is set to show the most recent information, the most recent posts. So there's just one more thing that you have to do, because this right here, it will only show 13 profiles as of right now, the way it's set up, and then it will show the most recent here. So to keep this order the way we have it, there's a couple other things that we have to do to add to that staff information. So first, I'm going to show you how the order is set up. So since the most recent picture shows up first, whenever the date is going to show right here, the date that it's published. And if you scroll down, you will see that Melody's date is it shows that I posted hers on March 28th, and then the 27th, the 26th, the 25th. Really, I did these all on the same day, but I changed the date so that way they show up in that direct order. So since I am the newest staff member, the last one is going to be Julie, and her date posted was 3/17. So I need to change my date to 3/16, so that way I'm the last one to show up. So whenever you're on your post page, you will go to, it says published on May 6, 2014. You go to edit, and I'm going to change it to March 16th, 2014. And then I'm going to update it. So when I go back to the staff page and I refresh, Melody is again the first one to show up. So if I click all the way through everybody, I'm the last one to show up. So here's the last one, and then it will just continue through to Melody. Okay, so that is how you add a staff member. How you take a staff member away is very easy. You don't actually even have to click on the name. So let's say, well, I just added myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh this post page. And I'm going to show up at the very bottom because I'm the last post that was made. And if I am a staff member that has left and that is probably, you know, I've been gone for a while and I'm not going to come back, all you have to do is hit trash. And this will, it's going to go to a trash folder. And then after 30 days, it will automatically permanently delete anything in the trash folder. It doesn't do that whenever you first select it to trash, because if you made a mistake and you need to undo it, it still leaves it there. But after 30 days, it does permanently delete everything in the trash folder. Okay, so let's say that someone is leaving for a year and they're coming back, and you want to do you want to keep the staff member available in case you need to upload their post again. Well, the easiest way to do that is to find their name. You're going to go to Quick Edit, and over here on the right, see where it says Status Published? You're going to select Draft. And what this does is it's just like the draft on the pages. This means that this page is still available. It's just not viewable to the public because it's not published. So Melissa, she's going to be gone for a year, but she might come back, and I don't want to delete her page altogether, but I don't want it to show up in the staff page either, so I'm going to make her status a draft page. So it's still available. It's not going to delete within 30 days. It's always going to be there if I need it, but I don't want her to be published to the viewable public. Okay, so she's still there, so we want to make sure she's still active. And there are all of our staff members. So whenever you're adding a staff member, just make sure that you can either copy and paste from an original one. That's the easiest thing to do, and change that content. You want to check the date to see that it shows up correctly. Make sure it's under the staff category and that you have the correct email. So you'll see that here are all of our posts. There's not as many as pages, but we do have our 2 2013 events. We also have our 2 2014 events, and we have a special announcement page. In the special announcement, it shows up under news, and it also shows as a slider like on here, but there's only one as of right now. But if there are more, you will be able to filter through them on this specific page. So the last thing to look at for an event is going to be the PayPal information. So the Hope for Autism Gala 2014, okay, it had a PayPal link right here that you could pay online to buy your tickets. So if you're going to add PayPal to your event, you're going to need to go to your back-end side. Okay, and down here at the very bottom, you will see where it says CP Donations. So whenever you click on CP Donations, this is where it's going to give you your shortcode. So remember on the Pages video, I said that there was a CP Donation Key 2 shortcode. That's what this is right here. And you'll see this description, all donations accepted, and you'll see the title. This title is what's going to show up on your PayPal receipt, and or I guess on your donator's PayPal receipt, and this will also show up as the title for your actual payments made to PayPal. So there's a Gala Donation 2014. You'll see it says CP Donation Key equals 5. Okay, this is going to be your short code for this specific event. So if I want to add this short code to my 2014 Gala page, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go to that page, or the post, I'm sorry, and I'm just going to add it wherever it needs to be added. So right now, where it says registration is now closed, I'm going to leave that there, but all I have to do is paste that short code underneath it. So I want to add it underneath my accordion information, but before my buttons. So whenever you look at the page, here's my accordion information, here's my buttons. I want to add right now where it says registration is currently closed. And I'm going to paste this short code information. So when I view that page, it now shows up as my price per item, my number of items, and then any additional donation information in my donate button. All of this comes just from that short code that I added. The short code that is right here. So how you get that short code is you just have to enter the information into the plugin. So we're going to go back to the back end. We're going to go to CP Donations. And what we're going to do is over here under CP Donations, when it's selected, we're going to go to Add Donation. So you're going to enter the name of the event. So let's say it's for my sample event. Okay, I'm going to enter the description, and I'm just going to do the year, and here's a previous description. So let's just do donations allowed for Mindy's sample event. And I always like to do the year in the title so that way you know which one just quickly by looking at it. So enter the default per item amount. Well, tickets are going to be $25 a piece. And you can see the description over here on the side. A fixed donation is one editable donation amount field. Okay, so that's going to be your standard. And then fixed and additional means that they not only have that one ticket, but they can add an additional amount, and then you can do per item plus additional. And that's probably the one that you're only going to do for events, is the per item plus additional. Okay, so the maximum number of items, the maximum number of tickets that someone can buy, we'll say 4. So I have my title, I have my description, I have the amount, and I have the per item plus additional. So it's going to be $25 per ticket plus any additional that they would like to donate. So I'm going to create donation widget. Okay, and it doesn't automatically lead you back to the page, but you will notice that the cursor will circle, and that just means that it's adding that. So whenever you go to the actual CP donations, after you hit create donation widget, it's actually in place. This one I accidentally added, so let's delete this donation widget. And you'll see that it gives you a shortcode automatically. There's nothing else you have to do. You just highlight and copy, go to your post that you want to add it to. So I'm going to go back to my event. I'm going to pick the spot where I want to add the PayPal information, and I'm going to paste in that shortcode. So again, I'm going to preview. And here is my price per item. It's $25. My number of items, I'm going to buy 2 tickets to my own party. I'm going to add an additional $5. And then you'll notice at the bottom it gives you your total. So your total amount is $55. And whenever you go to donate, it will then redirect you to the PayPal page with the title, what it was for, and then you can pay for it via PayPal. Okay, so let's go back to this page so I can take that out. After you post an event or a page, or you make an update, you always want to go back and review that page. You want to make sure that even though you previewed it and it looked right, you just want to make double sure that it does look okay whenever it's in live view. So there is no more Mindy's event, sadly. I had to close it. And here's all of your PDFs. All of those look great. Here's all of your accordion information. Here's your featured image. So all of that looks right, and there's nothing else I have to do to that page. So just remember that you have pages, which are going to be your stationary information that doesn't change often. These are your programs, you know, your what is autism, applied behavior analysis, all of that stuff shouldn't change very often, but it's available here to make those adjustments if needed. And then you have your posts, which are going to be probably the most frequent things that you will do whenever you add events. You add special announcements, you want to add some kind of news information, or you need to add or edit a staff member. All of that is going to be located under your post page. So down here at the bottom, this is going to be your donations plugin. This is where you're going to add any of your ticketed items for your events. This is also where you can, where your original donation link is located. So on the donate page, you will see that it does have, like we saw before, it does have this PayPal amount at the bottom, and this just means that it starts at $5 and you could add any amount that you want to link to that donate page. So there's 3 places that have donate, at the top, in the center where the navigation link is, and then also this red button down here at the bottom. And that's really all you have to do to add an event. I know some of it can get a little confusing, but make sure that you're confused on how to begin, copy and paste from a previous event, and then edit the information that you see fit. And if you have any questions, feel free to always give me a call or shoot me an email, and I can walk you through it.